big year for us. Tell you guys a little bit about who you're hearing right now. My name is Israel. That's my wife, Sarah. She is a little larger in the stomach right now because we're expecting our first. And just a real basic couple, you guys. I'm a personal trainer and a musician. My wife works at Military One Source as a call center manager. And right now, we're gold with Advocare, which basically means that we bring in around $35,000 to $39,000 extra a year, and that's a part-time income. We put anywhere between 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a week into this, and we are increasing that time. The beautiful thing about Advocare was that it's given us some options. Give you a background on that. I mean, I was a military guy working crazy hours. Grew up in Brownston, North Carolina. Nothing special. Went to the military and kind of started seeing a taste of what my future was going to be like if I didn't sort of change up some things. Retiring in the Air Force, not a bad thing. For me personally, there was a lot of things that I wanted to do. I'm a musician, and so I wanted to explore, at least to know when I was 65, 70, that I put my all into it. And so there was things I wanted to explore, and Sarah did too. And so we kind of hit this moment of, we're working crazy hours, barely seeing each other. I was deploying constantly, and just said to each other, you know what, I don't think this is going to be able to sustain. And so we looked at Advocare because a friend of ours did it, and we just said, hey, can you tell us about what Advocare offers? Very skeptical at the beginning, but just wanted to know more. And what we saw was that the people that were in Advocare were of high integrity. They loved life. They had a lot of energy. They were very healthy. And so we were attracted to that. And they also were making great extra money on the side using Advocare. And many of them had left their jobs already, their quote unquote jobs. And a lot of them had been afforded the opportunity to do something that they enjoyed a little bit more. So for us, it just made sense. We sat down and looked at what it meant to become involved with Advocare, and we went straight to the advisor level. And that means basically we wanted the biggest discount, and we want to be able to create a business if we wanted to. It made sense. There was a 100% money back guarantee, and the products seemed rock solid. We did research. Once we got our products in the mail, we started a program called a 24-day challenge. We're going to touch on that tonight. But we started a challenge, and we saw great results. I lost 3 inches in my waist, lost 3% body fat, and I gained a bunch of lean muscle mass, and I felt great. The picture you see here this is a much smaller version of Israel Willett. Years ago, I didn't look like this, and I'm not saying I'm a beast in this picture, but I am saying that there was a lot of extra pudge that I had to work on, and Advocare helped me to kind of get rid of that. So when you look at Advocare, actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and tell you. The reason this says personal trainer is I came back from the military a year and a half ago and took a corporate job working, again, crazy hours. And in the last 6 months, we've gone from a sporadic paycheck with Advocare to a steady over $2,000. And that's provided me opportunity to walk away from a corporate job where I was making, 80 grand a year, and do personal training, which is something I love, and match that with Advocare to equal the income I was pulling in before. So I think that's a big thing to mention. So that's why I'm a personal trainer now. I wanted to be. I chose to walk away. So when you look at the relationships with Advocare, this is where it gets fun. So if you're seeing this for the first time and you don't know, hey, what is this thing all about? Here's real quick. There's 4 ways to engage with Advocare. Number 1, as a retail customer. Real simple. This is somebody who purchases product from a distributor at retail value. You go to Walmart, you pay retail value. That's the way it is. Number 2 is wholesale customer. And number 2 is good because people love our products. I rarely met someone who didn't like our product, ever. They just love it. People love our products. Spark, the different things we offer for weight loss and energy, they're great products. So people often, once they've tried a challenge, they want to stay on products long term. So a wholesale customer is afforded the opportunity to save 20%. $79 gets you signed up for that, and you just have to renew that once a year at $50. And the cool thing is there's no quotas, there's no shipping, there's none of that mess. You simply order what you want to when you want to, and that's the end. Now, number 3 and number 4. are going to be geared more towards a business mindset. So as a number three, as a distributor, this is somebody who they like the products and they like the idea of maybe making $300 to $500 extra a month by sharing the products with people they work with, people at the gym, their workout buddies, what have you. And number four, this is where somebody's really going to a business level. Now, there's two ways to get to the business level. The first way is to a one-time investment of $2,100. Gives you $3,000 worth of product, and you are a 40% qualified advisor able to maximize your earning potential at that moment. And then there's a lot of people who simply enjoy the discount. So a little bit about what we do, who we are and what we do. We're a world-class nutrition company. We've been around for over 20 years, based out of Plano, Texas. Products. So we're going to cover those. We got a great lineup for you tonight to check out. I think you'll be excited about them because they're great. They're packaged in a way that's for our time of year. That's why it's called Holiday Fit for the Holidays. And we have a lot of science behind our products. And we're going to skim over some of this stuff because the objective of tonight is to talk about the holiday bundles that we are putting together and piecing together for the holiday season. And we have a lot of endorsers. The two big things we do, we provide a solution for health. The obesity epidemic in the United States is through the roof, as I'm sure you guys know. But we help with that because we provide a solution for people to get back on track through their health to achieve better results. And then financial, and it goes without saying, I don't think I've ever met anybody who an extra $500 a month wouldn't help them. And so we provide that. Well, Charlie Regis is the founder of Advocare, and when he created Advocare, there was three things he wanted to accomplish. He wanted to have the absolute best nutritional products on the market. I believe he's done that based on being a trainer and studying nutrition and understanding what else is out there. I believe hands down these are the best products in the United States. Number two, he wanted to use the direct selling model. That's fantastic because it benefits us, it benefits you. And if you chose to do this, whether you chose to do it in a business fashion or simply being a wholesale customer, the fact is that you're supporting local business, you're supporting likely a friend or someone you've met versus supporting companies that are based out of places like China and abroad. A lot of the products we see on the market today are shipped in from somewhere else. So the direct selling model eliminates that and creates a private market where we order products made in the United States and we know where they come from and that they're safe. And number three, that kind of ties into number two, the opportunity that creates for somebody like me to pair up Advocare with the rest of life and bring in a Plan B income that gives me options to plan for a better future, to be able to have a little more flexibility in the month, to enjoy our time here on this earth. I don't want to get too philosophical about it, but I believe that that's important. And we have an option to put a little work in here with Advocare, create something great versus put a lot of work into most of our typical jobs or what have you. And basically you're looking at a 40 to 50 year work term in your life to create a long-term residual income of retirement. And so it gives you the opportunity to create something a little bigger than maybe you thought was possible. And we're based on science. That's what we do. We have scientists who create our products. This is our medical and scientific advisory board, and they create our products. And that's great because we have people like Dr. Stanley Dudrick, Dr. Mark Miller, the founder of Rehydrate formula. We have a product called Rehydrate that was created and marketed by Dr. Miller. He came up with the research behind it. And then fast forward to a couple of years ago, Gatorade actually contacted Dr. Miller and tried to pay him a substantial amount of money for him to create a better line of Gatorade products for Gatorade in order to have more of a Rehydrate formula to it. And he denied that because he believes in what we've established here with Advocare. That's pretty cool. Dr. Stanley Dudrick created intravenous. So when you see a baby born prematurely and a tube going in, that's a product of what Dr. Stanley created. So these are the type people that we have on our board, and they're behind our products. They create them, and they are part of the research and development that goes into what's new, what's good, what's the next big thing. And so that's a great cutting edge science. And then backbone of why, for me personally, I absolutely knew that I could do this as a business for my own product use. For whatever reason, I never reached it. But then when I looked at the prospect of putting these products in the hands of someone like my mom or my good friends, I wanted to know if the products were safe. And so everything you see is on our informed choice. It's going to give you the ability to know for the products you're putting in your body are safe and effective. Informed Choice is a third-party credibility that we hire. They come in and test our products for over 200 banned substances. And that is also one of the backbones why Avocare is allowed into professional sports arenas, such as football, professional hockey, professional baseball, golf. The list goes on and on. Professional wrestling. There's a lot of different arenas that Avocare is allowed in because of the safety measures. And because of that, we attract quite a few endorsers. I'm a CrossFit guy. I'm starting to get into that world and really enjoying what I've found. And I've studied a lot of what Mike Burgunder actually created in the CrossFit, the booklets that he's created, the different workouts, the fundamentals behind those. And he's a non-paid endorser. So he receives product, but he doesn't receive a monetary value. You have other ones, Trent Dilfer. You guys have seen this before. This guy is always on ESPN, and I actually need to switch this off. Carly Lloyd has left the intimate list. She no longer is actually playing volleyball, so we can't endorse her. Colt McCoy. We have a lot of different people who come to the table because the products are safe. The big daddy of them all is Drew Brees. So that should say it all. If you know anything about Drew, he's a stand-up guy, and he's actually our national spokesperson for Avocare. So let's talk real quick. Here's the foundation before we go into the other bundles. Here's the foundation for the 24-day challenge. If you've heard that term thrown around, the 24-day challenge is basically to jumpstart your metabolism, get your body feasting on fat, and help burn the stuff that doesn't need to be. It's going to help feed muscles. So when I say feed muscles, basically the nutrition, the way it's put together, how it's oriented for your body is designed in a way that's exactly what you need so that your body's not fighting to have a reserve. So it starts out with the herbal cleanse, day one. And basically this is like going to your dryer and just switching out the lint, pulling all that lint out. It's fantastic for your body. It's going to help clean out your liver, your kidneys, your digestive tract, so your small and large intestine become cleaned out to a point where on day 11, when we start reintroducing proper nutrition, you're going to see a very different effect that food has on you. As before, you may have eaten a whole piece of chicken to get a certain amount of protein. Your body wasn't really absorbing it. Well, now, after an herbal cleanse, your body is able to absorb in upwards of 95% of that nutrition. So it's a great thing for your body. You'll be taking Spark while you're going through this day 1 through 10. And Spark is fantastic. I don't know if you tried it, but if you haven't, definitely get one in your body because it's way better than our competition. And it's sugar-free. So you're not going to be stocking up on calories and sugar and then crashing in a little while. And then when we move forward into day 11 through 24, is the foundation is based on the metabolic nutrition system. And the metabolic nutrition system is over 70 pharmaceutical grade ingredients. It's the well-balanced nutrition to go in and fill some of the gaps that we have in daily life. During this time, we'll replace your meal replacement shake is awesome. It's a perfect breakfast. It's basically 5 egg whites and 2 pieces of toast in the equivalent of carbs and protein. And then a Megaplex. A Megaplex is our omega-3 fatty acid. And that's really going to be the foundation for hair, nails, skin complexion, as well as other larger things like joint inflammation. Helps tremendously with that. There's a couple additional products that we like to send out with a challenge because, well, in conjunction. And number one is Catalyst. And Catalyst is a branched chain amino acid. It's basically going to help your body protect the muscle tissue by preserving it, feeding your muscles the proper nutrition, and allowing your body to actually attack the fat for energy supply. So that's the 24-day challenge. Now, as we move on, I'm going to kind of set up some stuff for you. But here's just a couple cool things. Whether you're thinking about doing a challenge now or January. There's several programs that are in place to help you. So a lot of people are traveling. This is a busy time for traveling. And one thing you can take with you is the 24-day challenge daily guide. So when you're eating in another place, maybe at a hotel, you're looking at the complimentary breakfast and trying to figure out what to eat. The daily guide is going to help you coach through that when you can't get in touch with your actual coach, which is going to be me or whoever invited you to this webinar. The 24-day challenge cookbook, measurement forms, and you're going to get a challenge coach. And that, like I said, is going to either be myself or whoever invited you to check out this webinar. And that's important because there's going to be questions that you have. And secondly, we offer a program called the Can You 24 Workout DVD. So if you're you're heading out to a business trip and you're in a hotel and you're worried about how you're going to get your workout in, here's the perfect answer for you. 24 minutes, very quick. There's an instructional on the video that helps you go through a great workout program. And just a couple testaments here, guys. This is Andrew, and Andrew basically very, very overweight last year when I first met him, and from the time that he started, which was June 17th of last year, to the end of his 24-day challenge, he lost 24 pounds. So it's a great way to jumpstart. And fast forward, just a little over 10 months, he was over 100 pounds that he had lost. So you can see how the products are very beneficial. And I've talked to him multiple times then, and he attributes a lot of his success to that program. So we're going to go into a couple different packages here. And I don't know if you're here because you're looking for yourself, or maybe you're looking for some gifts for holiday bundles, stocking stuffers. There's a lot of different reasons people are here. But the foundation of pretty much all of these is going to be Spark. Spark is fantastic. It's good for you, lots of nutrition, but also helps you stay active and just energetic. We have 8 different flavors to choose from. Obviously, they're not all listed here. It's fantastic. I've probably had a Spark, if not 2, every day for the last 3 years. Maybe 3 cups of coffee. Kind of switched it off. So let's get into the holidays. Now, this is an interesting picture, and some of you are like, what in the world? But I'm going to go ahead and kind of give you a background on this. So in my personal experience with the holidays, there are types of people. The first type is, we're going to explain in a second, but here's what happens. They're the crash and burn, right? So they go into the holidays, maybe it's Thanksgiving starting out, then they hit the next one and the next one, and by the time they hit Christmas, man, they are out on the couch, asleep on the chair, snoring. It's only 11 o'clock and they've already eaten enough food to sustain them for the next week. And man, they're tanked out. They're falling down. They're not active, right? And for this person, they're going to go into the party, maybe minus the hairdo, and they come out little Tommy boy going on. And so what we're going to offer for those guys, and we're all about budgets here, y'all. So the basis is going to be the metabolic nutrition system. This is a 14-day supply. So we're coming into just shy of 21 days before the new year. If you got a program either tonight or over the next few days, you'd have plenty of time to knock out those 14 days of nutrition and get you going and sustain you through the holidays so that you don't take such a big hit. Because none of us want to be this guy, right? And so when you're out of commission and you feel disgusting, it's way harder to get back in the gym. So how do we sustain that? Well, I would say that Max 3 or Max C or Max E. I would almost put the emphasis here on the Max C because Max C is going to help with appetite control, some of those cravings that we experience. And granted, I'm not saying be a stickler. Have a good holiday meal, but also there's ways to stay within reasonable boundaries so that you're not spending the next 2 months work back. Okay, so then 2 products that I would recommend on here are Carbees and FiboTrim. Now here's Carbees. You take it with your meal right before you eat your meal. 2 pills, and what it does is it actually bonds to the carbohydrates that you are ingesting and allows those to pass straight through your body. So it's going to aid with your body and basically not absorbing a lot of those fatty carbs. It also helps with FiboTrim is a very similar concept. You take this about 15 minutes before you eat, and that's going to bond with the fat particles. And you can take up to 9 of these. You can see that on the bottle. But those two products alone, in my past, whether it be over Christmas or Thanksgiving, we've gone on a couple cruises where, or not one cruise, but a couple vacations where we just knew we were going to be eating a lot and have a high caloric intake for a few days. And these two products were incredible. They helped not gain a bunch of weight while those cheat days were there. Now I'm not advocating do this every single day, but it is a great way to sustain yourself. So at a retail value, you're way under 200, $119, and if you're an advisor, which is what we've already covered, $71. Now you add in shipping and taxes for that, but that's a great product regimen to sustain you through the holidays. All right, so who's the second type of person here? So here's the second type. And I often see these people, they try to ditch out. They're super tired. Oftentimes they're parents, but they are the let's go. It's round two time. This is my brother. This is my sister-in-law, my other sister-in-law, and her in-law. And they get to the meal. We're sitting down at the dinner and they're eating, and then they're like, oh, all right, we have to go to the second parent's house. And so they gather up their kids, stuff them in the car, and they're taking off again. And they're heading straight back over to another place to do it all again. Okay? Virtually the same. We're just going to add in one thing, leptoline. Now, I wish I had a anatomy picture here so I could show you the different types of brain chemicals and how the hormones work and stuff. But basically, there's two types of hormones that are secreted to our brains. When we are full, leptin is secreted to our brain to tell our brain that we have had enough and we are content. The opposite is ghrelin. And when ghrelin is secreted, it's usually when our stomach's empty. And ghrelin is secreted and it's telling our brain, I'm hungry, eat. So when we get leptoline before a meal, in particular before dinner, it's going to help tremendously with post-dinner and not going back to the kitchen and hitting up the refrigerator 5 or 6 more times. I am guilty of that. I guarantee you. I understand. It's 9:30. Everybody's winding down, about to go to bed. Maybe you're playing some rummy or whatever your family does, playing a board game or whatever your traditions are. And then somebody says, "Is there any pie left?" And you're like, "Oh, yeah, there is." And there's also ice cream, and there's eggnog. Man, we got it all. Like, let's go raid the refrigerator. This is what leptoline is for. It helps you a lot with being able to resist some of those cravings because you don't have that need to eat. All right, here's the third. And over the last 3 years, I can honestly say I've started to become this guy a little bit more and more. I can't see it changing a whole lot. The third guy, see him back here, he's not even doing anything. He's just like, I can't handle you guys. I'm going to go stand out on the porch and just cool down. Maybe he's the introvert, but it's just, I can't deal with this. There's 2,000 things in my mind. I have to get presents. I have to go to the mall. I have to get them wrapped. I have to wrap the rest of the ones upstairs. Oh my gosh, we're out of ribbon. We're out of tape. Why is that kid screaming? Why is this retard running around and falling on the floor? Like, why is all this happening? And they tend to shrink back because they're super stressed. Okay, I also call this the in-laws are here. And sorry, in-laws, if you're on. But when we get stressed out, guys, it makes our Christmas fly by and not be that fun, right? So here's two things. We're going to swap out a couple of the other products here so we can keep it within a great budget. But metabolic nutrition system across the board, fantastic stuff. Okay. However, when you switch up a couple things and add in a product called Oasis, I have a personal story with Oasis, and I typically don't share this, but I'm well past it, so I don't think it's a problem now. When I got out of the military a couple of years ago, I had a big anxiety problem. Like, I don't know what it was, whether it was deployments or what happened, but I got very antsy, very anxious all the time. And so, my doctor was giving me like Xanax to help me calm down, and I didn't want to take it. So I got to a point where I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I got to find a way to do this naturally. And when I found Oasis was the first time I experienced something that worked just as good. I felt calm. I felt relaxed. There's a lot of different ingredients in here. It's a blueberry extract that's used to calm the body. And it's hard to explain unless you drink one. They're super cheap. Taste amazing, and you just put that in your water bottle and sip on it. And I'm telling you, it helps so much with stress over the holidays, or just any time. But the other one is SleepWorks, because a lot of us are having difficulty grabbing sleep. You know, when we get down to go to sleep, our minds are wired. We're thinking about all the things we have to get done, so we're a little concerned. And the next thing you know, did I turn the stove off? Oh no, did I do this? Did I do that? And we get to this mindset of getting back up, walking downstairs, doing something, going back to bed. Did I hear the kids? I don't know. Back up, going to see the kids. And so our minds are just rolling. Now, SleepWorks has a melatonin in there, but it's also got several other ingredients that help our bodies just calm down. And no, it doesn't bond the fat. Sorry about that. That's from another slide. But it just helps our bodies calm down and go from what normal level we would sleep to just a little deeper. And so we're going to be more rejuvenated in the morning. We're going to feel a little bit better. There's no kind of lingering groggy feeling like you get with some things that I've seen in the past. You just wake up refreshed. It allows you to sleep a little harder. So that concludes, basically the different packages. Now, the other thing is stocking stuffers. People often are looking for gifts, little things that they can stick here and there. Our products are great for that. A couple of them in particular, Slam Pro 20, very easy to stuff down anywhere really. But Slam is another energy drink that we offer. Slim also is a pre-meal formula that helps to speed up the metabolism. So when we eat our food, it's digested faster. So there's a lot of different products here that are great, as well as some kid chews, different chews that are good for different ages of people. And then this is really my favorite, the Advobar. It is gingerbread flavored. It's ridiculous, you guys. If you put it in, this is my personal preference, but you put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds, it is spectacular. It is so good, and it actually is good for you, so you're not, burning yourself out. So, that concludes tonight's our webinar, and I hope that it gives you guys some good ideas for things that you can use to go through from now until January 1. But keep this in mind. When January 1 rolls around, if you're taking anything that we've listed before, you're going to have some results. You're going to see how effective it is. And I encourage you, if you're that person and January 1 rolls around and you want to check out a challenge, hop on a challenge because it is awesome. And I'm sure I'll be starting one with a bunch of people up here. And any of you guys who want to join in on that and do a group challenge, it'd be so much fun. And you have accountability, and I promise you'll enjoy your experience. Secondly, when you experience the products, people are going to ask, hey, what are you drinking? And here's what you do. I'm not telling you to go, sell everything you have and quit your job and do Advocare. This is a secondary thing. It's a plan B thing. So we do it while we're doing everything else. If you don't know the answers, here's what we do. You get them on the phone with me or get them on the phone with whoever invited you to this webinar, and they'll talk to them or I'll talk to them. That way it takes the load off of you, and all you really have to do is say that it's a good question. I don't know. I enjoy these products, but I don't know anything. Here, talk to this person. Boom. And then we'll help you get those products to your friend. And not to mention, you can earn some extra money if that's kind of something you choose to do. So I hope that's informative. Love you guys. Happy holidays. And I'm really excited about this year. It's going to be such a great year. We have an awesome team. There's a lot of great people here. So I'm expecting great things from everyone. And happy Christmas, or Merry Christmas rather, and Happy New Year. Enjoy your holidays. Talk to you guys soon.